Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna be showing you the best tips and tricks to layer some vinyl when you have an SVG like this one, like this cute little gnome that I want to put on a t-shirt. So I want to show you how I made this cute gnome with an SVG that I bought from Design Bundle. You'll find the link in the description of the video. So it's made from two other gnomes, because there were more than one gnomes in the bundle, which was really cheap. And I want to show you that usually you try to have at least a maximum of 2 to 3 layers on top of each other. So this SVG is really made perfectly for that, because if I want to show you, if I ungroup all of the gnome that I have, let's ungroup it so I can show you better. You'll see that, you know, the tunic is made, it's cut with the beard in, so you don't have 2 layers on top of each other. So are the foots, and there's only the heart and the hands that are on top of each other, and the nose. So that makes 1 with the beard, 2 with the heart, and like a half of a 3 right there. Even the hat and the little hearts are 2 layers. So never go more than 3 layers. That's the best thing to do. So I'm going to show you how I made this. It's pretty simple. I'm going to make a new canvas, so a new window. Let me just scale it so you see it better. Sorry about that. Here you go, new project. And I'm gonna upload, I already have my 2 gnomes right here. It was almost done, this one's almost complete, but I wanted the little hearts on top of the hat. So I added it from the other gnome. And here he is, pretty cute. I'm really in love with them. So I ungroup it, and the only thing I want to keep are those hearts. So I'm gonna be deleting using the delete key, or you can do right click and also go to delete, or just close the eyes. But since I'm not using it, I'm gonna delete them, and then I just select all the hearts and put them on top of the hat. Well, now I did duplicate some heart because I thought it would be nicer. I was like missing one. You can really place them, or you don't really need to, because I'm gonna cut them to save some vinyl. I'm really thrifty like that. I like to save vinyl, so that's what we're gonna do. So if I hit make it like that, you're gonna see that we have the beard, we have the tunic, we have the nose and hands, the little hearts that are right there, and finally we have the red layer. And this is not thrifty enough for me. So I want them to be close together. I don't want to lose some vinyl right here. This vinyl, the HTV vinyl, the iron-on, is pretty expensive, so we're gonna be saving it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a shape. You can do whatever shape you want. Let's scale it so it just covers one of the 2 feet. 1 foot, 2 feet. Yeah, thanks. Sometimes I have trouble with this. What can I say? Okay, so once it's on top of there, I'm gonna select only the feet. You see it's still grouped, so let's ungroup it. I'm gonna select the feet. Where are they? There they are. And I'm gonna select holding the shift key, selecting the square. And we're gonna go and do slice. And now what happens is that I have my square, my gray square, that has 1 foot cut inside it. So I don't need those. I just want to keep the red ones. And now my 2 feet are separated, which is what I wanted. So now when I hit make it, you're gonna see that they are closer together. That's the way I like it. I'm gonna even do like this, you know. I like to save space. You'll see in the video later on, this heart is not done the same way. It's done with foil iron-on, so it won't be on that layer later on. So my trick to do that is just to change the color. So I'm just going to be using another red. So when I do make it, it's going to give it to me on another matte. Sorry, I have like a bit of a sore throat today. Okay, so everything is in order. And now we're gonna cut it. The only thing I wanted to show you is that when you're gonna go and hit make it, you need to mirror. What I do is that I mirror them all at once. And what happened, you're gonna notice that half of my gnome is mirrored and not the other half. It's because I mirrored them all and then I said, oh, I forgot something. So I went and canceled it and did what I needed to do. And then it make it again. But mirror was gone and I forgot about it. So you'll see that my hat is on that side, but my tunic is on the other side and the beard is on the other side. But I was lucky. The beard still fit in the hat, so I was pretty lucky about that. And the last thing I want to tell you is to make a test cut. I always do a test cut. I usually use a heart right here. You can use any other shape you want, but I always use a heart. So what I did for this one, sorry about that, I hid almost all of the hearts of the hat since there were already hearts right there. So I hit make it and I tried to cut this heart with the setting. And if it's not working, you're gonna use less pressure or more pressure to make it and to cut it before cutting everything. You don't want to lose any iron on. You don't want to be spending your money for nothing. So better make a test cut. And this is a great shape. It's pretty small and it will do the trick. So as I said, I made a test cut and I had to do 3 hearts in order to find the best cut possible. I was using for the first time some HTV iron-on stretch from Sizer, and when you use vinyl, you want it to be able to remove it as smoothly as this. It's easier to remove since the vinyl is not sticky. It's the backing that is. So you really need to just be pulling and it must be tearing off really easily. Okay, so I started with the hat, and if you stay till the end of the video, I'll tell you why I shouldn't have done that. And I found the center of my shirt, and I placed the hat from at least one hand from the top of the shirt. That's usually what I do, depending on the design I have. And then I'm gonna link to the sizer setting in the description. That's what I use. And I'm only pressing for 5 seconds. So it stays there in order to put the other layers. So for each layer, I'm gonna be pressing 5 seconds each, applying them one on top of the other. Now you need to excuse my head. I really needed to have my eyes on top of it to make sure it was equal. And I'm applying back the carrier sheet to make sure the easy press does not touch the iron-on, or in that case the HTV from Sizer. So another 5 seconds, and I'm gonna go like this to each and every color. Now the tunic is a bit harder to do because the beard was like heated and not the tunic, so it was not perfectly equal. And that's why I'm changing my solution at the end of this video and telling you the best tip I can have. So the next part was pretty easy and I tried to save a bit of time, so I applied the nose and the little hearts on the hat, the feet, and I decided since I didn't want to put the carrier sheet back on top of all that, I used the Cricut protective sheet for that. You can also use, they call it a coquina sheet. I'll link to it on my blog too. So another 5 seconds and everything was holding pretty well. Now I'm using my the iron-on, the foil. iron on. It is a bit more fragile, this one. It marks easily, so I should have thought of that. And when placing the hen, I should have cut a round circle around the hen, but now it was like a square around the hen, and you're gonna see what it does. So that was my last press, so I did the entire press at the same temperature, and I did another for the hat since my easy press was not large enough. And you see there's a little demarcation right there, so I thought, hey, okay, let's try to do another 5 seconds without anything. And it did help. So you see, sometimes you just have to try. And you see the little demarcation of the carrier sheet, the little square around the hand. And the tunic is a bit on top of the bead right here. So my best advice to you is to start from by the feet and then place a tunic. So always start by what's further in the back and go finish by what's in front.